Let's say that you, as a player, you don't have anything that can save someone, but you desperately want to. You need to. What do? Let's make a deal. As the GMs, we're not here to defeat the players. We play the bad guys, but also help move the story along. Sometimes the players' backs are against the wall. They want to do something incredible, but they can't. Not with what they have left, at least not in the rules as written. How can we help them? Let's make a deal. You can offer the players the chance to trade resources for what they want. What do I mean? Say your player is playing a barbarian. They're healthy, big surprise. Their bard teammate next to them is one death roll away from dying permanently. An enemy cultist shows up and casts Fireball. This would kill the bard. The barbarian is desperate and wants to protect the bard. What do? Of course, we can let the bard die. If it feels satisfying enough and the players are able to handle it, then that's it. Easy answer. But if we're on the saving the bard train, how can we do this? We could just not cast the Fireball. However, if the players have seen these cultists before and know that they cast Fireball, are able to and always do, then it could feel like we're going easy on the players, which we don't want that either, right? If it feels like they have plot armor, it might not be as fun for them. So what's the solution? We can make a deal. If the barbarian is as desperate as we believe they are, let's look at what resources they have left. To keep the bard from taking that auto fail on the death roll, what is the barbarian willing to give up? In this case, maybe I'll say, so, you don't want the bard to die. No, I'll cover his body with mine if I have to. Okay, how about this? If you're willing to take the fireball damage that you normally would, as well as the damage the bard would take, then I'll prevent that auto fail for him. Does that seem harsh? It could be, especially since the unconscious bard isn't going to be making dex saves anytime soon. So that damage is going to be full damage for that barbarian, on top of what he's going to be taking anyway. But if it's a bear totem barbarian, that might be a drop in the bucket because of that sweet resistance to everything except Mewtwo. In which case, instead of just all that damage, we can ask for a little bit more. If you're willing to take the fireball damage that you would take, that the bard would take, and be knocked out of rage right now, I'll prevent the auto fail on the bard's death roll. Yeah, I think I'd be willing to do that. Great! So maybe it's a matter of you being so protective, so connected to your bard friend, that you bestow your bear totem protection onto him in this moment, opening yourself up so that he may live, at least for now. Now that's not in the rules. There's nothing in the handbook that says you can spend your instances of rage to protect someone. But if you provide a deal that the player might take, and you provide the flavor to back it up, then you're good to go. The key is to have your players give something up if they're really so desperate for something to happen or not to happen on a one-case basis. This is not establishing a precedent that anyone could simply give up some health and a class ability to protect someone, to save someone's life. But it is providing flexibility when your players' backs are against the wall. There might not be a way out how the rules are written, so we have the chance to give them an offer. Now, I want to stress that these offers are not intended to punish. I'm not trying to guilt anyone into giving up everything, because they might want to for their friend's character. I'm just taking away little elements, things that will make it harder in the future of this encounter, but not necessarily as bad or debilitating as what they're trying to prevent. And they don't have to take it. That's a big thing. I usually provide offers to negotiate that are reasonable based on my views of my players. Some players are more willing to give up stuff to protect others than other players are. The process of learning to negotiate is a matter of learning where your players' priorities lie. You make an offer and see where their thought process is. If it's not accepted, that's fine. We can move on. And another situation might come up where you can make them an offer based on this new knowledge of where their heads are at. You can adjust your tactics. Now, resources that you can ask your players to give up or spend include, but are not limited to, Barbarian Rages, Bardic Inspirations, Sorcery Points, Spell Slots, Health, Action Surge, or you can even give them fun things like conditions, curses, disadvantage on their next roll. Just remember, whatever you're negotiating with, make sure to lay it all out on the table so that the players are aware of what's at stake and what the trade-off is, so they know exactly what's up before they make their decision. Because this negotiation is going on between you and the player, not you and the character. The character might not be aware that they're going to suffer from a curse because they decided to do everything they could in order to prevent a major spell from going off. But the player has to, because it's a negotiation. We don't slip in any special addendums either. We offer, they choose to accept or not, and then we deal with what's laid out before us. If you sneak in little extras, little gotchas, then no one's gonna want to negotiate with you ever again. Now, I've made deals in a lot of my games. It feels like a decent way to keep the action going. Provide players with an out that's not necessarily in the rules, but doesn't feel like you're cheating them or going easy on them. You're finding a way to allow their heroic characters to give up of themselves so that they can push themselves farther than they ever thought they could. And that's what we expect of our heroes, right? So if you enjoyed that, please drop a like, a subscribe, comment if you want any more examples, or if you have scenarios that you'd like to present to me and you want me to come up with an offer that you might make in those situations. I'd love to be presented with some fun TTRPG riddles like that. As always, thank you so much for watching, and wherever you are, whenever it happens to be, I hope y'all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. And until next time, stay safe and take care. Bye.